Alright, today I've got a binder project update and a couple of other things that came in the mail. Basically these came in either last week or early this week. A couple of scout patches, which you probably don't care about. I'm 100% sure, I'm not 100% sure I don't already have this one, this show and do for the Sam Houston Area Council. But that's another Scout Scale Craft Design one that I collect. And then this is one I'm starting to collect here. They're kind of popular, so they're not super easy to find, and sometimes people want, $5 or $10 for these. But the Philadelphia 1973 Jamboree just happens to be one of those designs that they used for probably 20 years. I don't remember when they stopped using them, but I think they were still using that design in the 90s with the kids. It's just really creepy with the silhouettes of the Scouts and the fire. But that's a very popular design there. So I wanted to get some of those, and that was only like a couple bucks each, so it was not even probably $5 for those two patches is what I'm happy with, Where it gets really kind of nerve-wracking was at $5 a piece, and there could be hundreds, if not thousands, of different ones out there. So I tried to make this video here earlier, and I have this here. And if you're wondering what this is here, well, this is a business card page. And so the items will fit in this. Is a slightly used one because I have used this and I've shifted things around here because I needed at least one more. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 10 card page here. And what is this for? Well, this is for my, if I can get to the right, I have the binder flipped over here. This is for my 1950 Topps Hopalong Cassidy binder project. So I have gone through and marked in pink highlighter the ones that I have or the ones that are on the way. I've also written HC on all the ones that feature Hopalong Cassidy. This is a 230 card set. And then I have also marked with a dash here, or a line, saying that the first 23, that's like a Series 1. I don't know if they call it Series 1 or 2 or whatever they call it, but those are the different color variation denotations. So the first color variant, I'm already halfway through. I just need another, 7 to 12 for that one. But again, I don't want to start off with getting on the every day of the week cards, if that makes sense. There's ones that are always going to be there on eBay. And there's some of these that have like 15, 20, 30 copies of the same card. Dean's Cards has sometimes, 5 or 10 copies of each, but they don't have a complete set. And where it gets kind of difficult to the multicolor ones, which you'll see in a moment here, they start at 187. 187 is the one that mirrors the Topps 75th anniversary card there. So that's a good one to have. It's kind of a I want to say it's an afterthought, so you would think that that would be a much more popular card. But there's a few copies of that. But you see I'm missing quite a few here. I'm missing a couple of series here, no big deal, for whatever reason. And then there's my other notes there, and I showed you these in one of the last videos there. There's the cards here, but fairly small, and they fit really nicely in these staples. I mean, you can get other business card pages, but they fit really well in these. And then this is one of the multicolor card ones. Couple of those down there, pretty good examples there. I have one more of those on the way. I had a great fold in the middle of it, but it's not very common to find that one. Plus it was only like $1.50 and some kind of iffy shipping there, so I got a couple of those. That came from Home Plate Cards, so you're probably familiar with Dean's Cards and Home Plate Cards. And today's video will feature cards from Dean's Cards, and they had the cards I wanted. So that's the reason why I went with them. This one here is not from Dean's Cards. This one here is also one that I've had in my collection for a year or two. And this is another Hopalong Cassidy card from another set here. This is, I think, from the Serial, if I'm not mistaken. This one here is from, I cannot remember. But I think it's an insert for like a Serial. I don't have my magnifying glass here right now, if anybody remembers there. I just completely forgot what that was. And this is number 15. These are not very valuable either. They're mostly like, artist renditions here. But we'll go through the cards that came in. And Dean's Cards, they put them in these. They also gave me a plastic baggie and a top loader, just to protect it, I guess. But these are their denotations. Sometimes they get it right, and other times they get it way off. Sometimes they've undergraded and overgraded, and you can find stuff that is really, really bad condition, but it displays well, and you can find stuff that's cost more in bad condition, it doesn't display well at all. So I'll get one of these out here and just try to show you. This one here was listed as a 1.5. I want to say I spent $20 for all of these. Actually, it was under $20. And this one here displays quite well. Sometimes there might be a chipping or a rip on the edge or some sort of weird crease. And this is number 168. It's either 63 or 68. I'll have to figure that one out here. And most of these you will be able to read the backs regardless of how beat up the card is. And you can see it's in purple there. Hopefully we can get a good view of that one there. Hoppy or Hopalong Cassidy is right there. Or some sort of, person of the episode. I'm sure I have some of the episodes. I have to go through and maybe double check, and I might be able to purchase a little cheap little set on eBay or whatever. I don't have one. I checked the thrift store when I was doing some events, but anyway, that's a cool one there. The Dead Don't Dream, episode number, I think, 3, The Search Begins. I think that's what it says in the little story back there. But these are 1950 tops, so that's really cool. There's another set that looks very, very similar to this, and it's the Lone Ranger, but that's EduCard. And what they did is they used very, very same artwork, colorized artwork for the... anyway, we won't come up to one of those. This one's special because this is card number 1, Dangerous Venture, card number 1, episode 1, Trouble Ahead. Card number 1 is not easy to find. Dean's Cards was practically the only one that had card number 1, and they had like 3 of them. And this was the best one. This one has some sort of scuffing or crease in the middle. It's got some sort of discoloration in the middle and a crease right here, but this one displayed the best. And again, I am not going to spend $50 on card number 1 or whatever people are asking for that. I got this for like $2.50 or it was under $3. And I said that's why I have to go to Dean's Cards. There's something on there. I'm not sure if that'll come off. No, it won't. But anyway, that's why I have to go to Dean's Cards and get that, because again, the ever popular card number 1. So that is very good to have that one. Set this up to the side here, and not only did we get card number 1, but we also got, if I can get to it here, card number 2. Now they didn't have a card of number 3 that I was happy with. I mean, I probably should have grabbed one, but you know what, again, there is card number 2 in that kind of bluish tint, a blue tint, whatever. And then they said this is a 1 pour. Again, this one here was a 1 pour, and there was a 1.5. So these are not very, very high grades, So we're just looking to... But again, there are cards that are way worse than these. Way, way, way worse. So there is that one there. Not terrible. And no creases in it. And again, some of these backs are way, way, way off. Then we have card number 65. Hoppy's Holiday, episode number 18, I think is what it is. This one says it's a 1.5 fair. Again, this is not the most, fantastic looking set there, but and they have print issues as well too, and weird lines that get on there and stuff like that. But there's Hoppy's Holiday, that one there. Then we have a couple more, actually 3 more here. We've got this brown one here, and this one does not feature Mr. Cassidy in there or William Boyd. And this one says something Trouble, Borrowed Trouble, number 43, Borrowed Trouble. So again, I'm not so worried about the secondary characters having more damage to the cards there. There's that one. And again, these are going to all go into the binder. Again, I still have over 200 more cards to get probably. I'm getting close to 30 of them if I'm not wrong there. And another one probably from that same series. This is number 39, again, Borrowed Trouble. It says Watch Out Hoppy, episode number 16. There's that one there. So there's that. I think he's right. I thought he was right there, but I think he's right there. He's right there. So there's that one there. And then the last one here, a little project card here. I like the way it displayed on the front. That's why I wanted it. But the back has something to be desired here. But I always like taking something and improving it if I can. What's going on there, but this card was really in good condition here. I'm not sure what some sort of fight is going on there. And on the back of it, it's got this. Now, this stuff here, mostly, if I can get to it here, is extra paper. It's not paper loss, it's additional paper. So I'll be able to clean that up and hopefully be able to read all of that. It'll probably have some glue residue and stuff on that, but I'm happy to get that because it was cheap and the front presents well and I can improve the condition of that. And I always like doing that. So there are no rips on the card from what I understand. It just, there are just rips from whatever used to be attached to that. So very cool there. And again, here's the front of the card. Never know, if these are altered or people trimmed the edges. I think maybe this one, it's hard to say. They were folded and had the little burrs on the edge of them, and most of them don't have those. So did people trim those off? I don't know. Maybe they took scissors and cut the cards apart. Again, I have not knowing, and nobody really knows how these were. I mean, they know, but, the grading is so subjective on these things. They're just all over the place. Crazy. I mean, I don't have my computer here, but Duel in the Sun poster in the background. David O. Selznick's Duel in the Sun. Very quickly, if I didn't mention this, my dad mentioned that movie one time. He knew of it because it was kind of a little bit too much. Jennifer Jones, Gregory Peck, and Joseph Cotten and some theaters kind of refused to play that. And this is all ripped to beans here, but guess what? On the back of it, it says did not play. So somebody saved that for years. You get big rips on it. It was only like a couple bucks on eBay when you could get vintage paper for like nothing. And then, I just said, what? I don't care if it's ripped. The story of the poster supersedes the rips and stuff like that. But again, this poster would be quite a bit now if you tried to buy it now. I mean, the price have come down a little bit, but anyway, that is what I have there. It's always fun adding cards. I don't have enough pages and enough cards to start separating them, so I'll just throw them in the pages so they get put in there until I can get some more. And I want to try to probably get more of these exact same type of pages, so I might have to do some creative switching because I think I have a few more of them. I don't know how many I'm going to need because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, 10 per page, and I don't like to double them up. So yeah, 200, and that's 20. And then, yeah, so I might need like 23 pages or something like that. That's a lot. I may say a lot, but it seems like maybe I need more than that if my math is wrong. I don't know. Anyway, that is the video for today. If you have any questions, concerns, or you need to know how to get into this set. But I didn't want to do a video until I had card number 1 procured for a good price. There are still a few copies out there, but again, it's going to be, Ryan to Breakout cards and some of these other people are kind of ruining the non-sports for everybody. He was doing another video. I think he was getting irritated at people asking about, because he was only talking about 9s and 10s. I could care less about 9s and 10s. I just want this other stuff, and I want to get these cards here before they start shooting through the roof. There's a few examples that are getting kind of, I want to say silly, but they're getting to where I can't find a copy of it. So their prices haven't shot up, it's just that I just can't find a couple copies of some of the cards yet. So that is today's video, and thank you for watching.